Today,
Hey,
I planned for this topic why your IT organization needs test automation. So, I'll just quickly explain at a glance what all the topics we are going to cover in this session. So, first one is just as a startup, what is software testing and the types of software testing and challenges in testing and challenges in manual testing and benefits of test automation and major considerations which we need to add in automation testing while we are planning for any automation. And at last, I'll give a brief explanation about one framework. It's not very depth, just one APM framework and how it is running in browser tab. So that is the plan for this session. Okay. So what is software testing? So Swarna, just let me know what is your experience in the testing field?
yeah. So it's like been a year, and I started as a manual tester, but then
Okay.
right now I'm doing automation as well. It's with Cypress and JavaScript, and also we are doing API testing using the data-driven approach.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. So because when I prepared this PPT, I just started from the basic because if we have someone from this non-testing background, I want to consider them as well. So
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yes. Mm.
okay. So software testing in the sense that is a process where we are checking whether the actual and expected result are matching or the process of evaluating a system or its component with the intent to find whether it satisfies all the client requirements or not. So that is the software testing. And mainly we have two types of software testing. One is manual testing and the other one is automation testing. So in manual testing, we are doing the test case preparation and execution, everything manually. That is without using any automation tools. We are just manually executing that. For example, if we have one login form, we are just manually entering the username and password and then click on login button and then check whether what result we are getting and comparing that with the expected result, that kind of. That is a manual testing. And automation testing in the sense if we are using any tools, any automation tools, that is any, if we are creating any pre written script for executing particular test scripts, that is the automation testing. So there actually we are using tools for doing the executions and comparing those results and all. And major challenges in testing, now here we can discuss the challenges in manual testing. So mainly due to these challenges, nowadays most of the IT organizations are preferring equal or more amount of automation when compared to manual testing. But I'm not telling that we are completely avoiding this manual testing. Manual testing is also important, but they are preferring automation as well along with the manual testing. So the major challenges are manual testing is it's not, because there is no particular standard or any criteria to actually check whether the actual and expected result is compared. That is, every time we need to rely on the words from the testers whether that is compared or not, because we need to rely on the testers for getting that whether it's tested or not, because there is no any other standard or criteria to check this reliability. And the second point is it's actually time consuming and labor intensive. Uh, if we take some complex projects like banking domain and insurance domain, so significantly it is using human effort and the time consuming is very much higher in manual testing. because we need to sit and write the test cases, we need to sit and execute everything, we need to do it manually. So that is ideally it's time consuming and labor intensive. And third one is human error. Manual testing is actually it's prone to human error because that is I can say like that is very common actually because testing is a repetitive task. So we are doing a repetitive task every day. So there is a chance to miss out some functionalities, or there is a chance to unnotice some features and functionalities and executions and all. So human error chance is higher in manual testing. And the fourth point is incomplete coverage. In manual testing, actually, in the basic testing principle
Sorry,
itself.
Anjana, you
Yeah.
can show only your first slide only, right?
Oh, okay. Just a second. I'll just reshare again. Is my screen visible to you?
No, no, not this.
Is it visible now?
Yes, yes, yes.
I think you can see the challenges in manual testing that third page.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay. So we are on this point, right? Incomplete coverage. In testing principle itself, it's saying that 100% testing is not possible because when we take an application for an example, so many functionalities are there and so many test cases will be there during the executions and all. So it's not possible to test all the scenarios. Suppose if particular field is accepting thousands of numbers and all, it's not possible to test with all the features, all the test data. So there is an incomplete coverage in manual testing. Coverage is actually incomplete in manual testing. And the last point is difficulty in regression testing. So regression testing is when any changes or new features are coming, new releases are coming, we are actually testing the existing functionality to make sure that it is not the new changes are not affected the already existing features. So every time when we are getting new releases, the application is getting bigger. So the manual testing using the regression testing will become more challenging. And due to this point, due to these major challenges, I'm not saying these are all the only challenges which we are facing in manual testing. So many challenges are there, but I just cherry pick few of the challenges in manual testing. And next is benefits of test automation. So due to that challenges, IT organizations are mainly targeting for automation as well. So these are all the major benefits of test automation. The first point is increased test coverage. So as I mentioned in the manual testing, coverage is very less. Here actually within a short period, we can execute more test cases. So we can what to say, we can, the test coverage is more comparing with the manual testing. And here we'll be getting faster feedback compared to the manual testing, because if we are testing a feature by manually, then we need to sit and execute it without using any tool, so it will take some time. But in case of test automation, we if we have a pre-built coding or scripting part, it's just a matter of executing that. So we'll be getting faster feedback in test automation. So faster feedback is possible in test automation. And third point is reusability. So in automation, once we have a framework in our project, maybe that same framework we can reuse in other projects also. Just we need to change the locators and the test cases which we are going to execute. So that is the reusability in test automation, and consistency and reliability, and also cost saving. Because initially there may have some difficulties or some time consuming for writing the scripts and creating the frameworks and all. But once those are in place, it is super easy to execute and do the other steps. So every day we can suppose if we want to run regression test cases every day, we can do it using a CI/CD pipeline setup, some scheduled run we can just manage. So reliability and cost saving is very high in test automation. And then early detection of defect. So as I mentioned in the second point, faster feedback, we will be getting, because parallel to the development phase itself, we can, even if we are going with the API testing or some UI testing, early detection of defect is possible in automation. uh, Once we have the script in our, as I mentioned there, once we have the script, we can just execute, and every day it is possible to schedule it and execute, and we'll get the report from there. So we can we'll be getting the early detection of defects in automation. And this is because in manual test, improved accuracy in the sense, in manual testing, uh, that is more prone to human error, as I mentioned earlier. But here in test automation, accuracy is improved, because every day we are executing, and once we create the script, we can review it. If everything is fine and features are correct, then we can execute it regularly. And it supports agile and continuous integration delivery, that is CI/CD. So the in agile, the major 2 points are continuous testing and faster feedback. That is the major two key points in agile. So that too are possible using the test automation, and it facilitate load and performance testing. And suppose if you want to do a crowd testing or load testing manually, we need 100 users or 1,000 users. They need to sit in front of a system, and they need to hit the website, hit the application, and they need to check the how that is performing, whether any lagging or buffering is happening in manually. But when we come to automation, if we are using some tools like JMeter, that kind of performance testing tools, even we can simulate thousands or more than that virtual users using these tools. So that is cost effective in one way. And the last point is enhanced test documentation. So these are all the major benefits of test automation. But when we are going when we plan for any automation. Okay. For example, in our company, already manual testing is doing, and currently the application is stable. Now we can think about automation. So in that case, we'll not go directly with the automation. So we need to consider few points before of starting that automation thing. So the first point is selecting appropriate test cases. We need to cherry pick in the sense we need to sit and analyze the test cases and the complexity and how we need to automate those kinds of considerations, and we need to select appropriate test cases. If we have thousands of test cases, it's not recommended that automate all the thousand test cases. uh, in one case, we can create some regression suite for automation. We can choose those test cases for automation. That is, we'll be taking the test cases which we are repeatedly doing. So those kinds of test cases we can use for automation. For example, if there is a functionality, but we are using that functionality only once in a while, so my suggestion is don't go with the automation for those features. Use the test cases with which is repeatedly using. And the second point is choosing the right tools. Choosing the right tools, that is dependent on the knowledge level of the team members and according to the tech stack which we are using. For example, if we have some Angular JS kind of application developed in Angular JS application, so in that case, nowadays most of them are preferring Protractor for automation thing, that is a JavaScript based thing. So, like that, use the right tool. And as I mentioned, the knowledge level of team members is also matters. So we need to think about how fastly they can they can learn the things and do the things. We need to think about that as well, choosing the right tools and maintaining the test script, because in agile the main motto is repeated changes will be there, so we need to incorporate that as well in our test script. So we need to maintain our test script based on that. So every day, if any feature changes are coming, we need to update our test cases, and we need to update our test cases, and then we can execute. So that is the maintaining test scripts and the collaboration with development team. So to get to know about the features and how things are working, about the tools and all, we need to collaboratively. We need to work with the development team as well. So these are all the major considerations for automation. So now I'll show you one sample. So the main point here is mainly IT organizations are focusing on automation. That is mainly due to 2 points. One is to reduce the time consuming, and other one is cost saving. Now, I'll just show you one script which we have developed for one project and how that is executing in browser stack. Just give me 1 second. Let me just open that. So till this, any doubts or anything we need to discuss here? So I think before of starting that, if we have any doubts till this point, we can just discuss, and then we can start with the demo.
All good, Anjana. You can proceed with them.
Okay, I'm just sharing my screen again. Okay, So this is actually a framework for a mobile app automation. We used APM and Java for developing this framework, and this is mainly can say it's a POM. We have included POM as well. So this is a hybrid framework, and the main point here it is a POM based framework. So here. So this is the folder structure here. So when I mention POM, let me just open that page objects. Okay, so here in page objects folder, we have different classes. So we all know that POM is page object model. So what we are doing is in application, we'll be having different pages like sign-in page, add screen, base page, chat page. That like this, we'll be having several pages in an application. So for each pages, we'll be creating each classes, and there will be adding all the locators which is specific to that page, and also the methods which we are going to use in that page. So let me just open one. So here in sign-in page, these are all the elements which we are using. Elements in the sense the locators. So here we have Android and iOS. If we want to run both in Android and iOS, we need to add the iOS path as well here. So here this is the elements part, and below of that this is the methods which we are using there. That is enter password, click continue, like that. This is the methods which we are using. And I have integrated the execution is happening in browser stack, and also we have set up in local device. Like if we want to run this particular test in our local device, I can just connect that using an USB port, and I can use the test.ng XML separate file here. So for running it is in browser stack. This is the configuration file. So ideally, in test, what I'm going to do is I'm just opening one mobile app and try to log in into that, and just for demo purpose, I'm just checking one text or one name, something related to that. So here I have the test folder. So currently for this demo, I just added only the login test. So, and also I have added a few assertions in that for checking the actual validation. And for running this, the execution is happening in browser stack. And I'll just try to run this because I'm using a trial version of browser stack, and I'm not sure whether it's, yeah, 14 minutes are there remaining. So this is the browser stack. So here in browser stack, actually they are providing more virtual devices. We can configure. I just took one device details from this. Let me show that in here. So this is the device which I am going to use. So here in browser stack, we have sessions like all sessions, past, timeout, and error. So in all sessions, it will list out all the even past or fail. It doesn't matter. Everything will be listed out here. And while configuring it in our code framework, we need to mention the build ID, so that if I mention one build ID and I am running through that test.ng file, then the execution details will come inside this particular build ID. So currently I have provided 1.0. So in 1.0 it will get listed. So for that, suppose, for example, if you want to create a separate folder for giving to client, we can create one build. We can just add one. It's just a matter of adding one build number and build name there. So in this way, we can create different builds. So if I open this, I'm just opening one past test case. So first of all, let me just run this. I'm just giving a run. Currently, I'm not running in my local. I'm running it in process tab. So here in terminal, we can see the details and log details, everything. And here, see, currently the running is happening. So it's saying running. So if I open that, currently one execution is in progress. This is the one. Let me, so parallelly, let me just open the one which already I have executed. So if you open this, uh, these are all the benefits in browser stack. Like if I run this here, I'll get a video capturing for what all the steps I have done. So if I just play this, see, these details are what all the steps I have given. I can take the video from this portion, and here we can get the app details, and here we'll be getting the detailed step details. That is each and every steps. Here it will display click element and what is the locator of that and what we have done, and the screenshot is also available here. So if you want to share this to developers or customers, I mean clients and all, it's we can just copy this URL and we can just share to them. This copy link, this public link, if we copy that, they'll get all the detail. So no need to create a separate test report or manually we need to record, and those things are not coming here. And let me just take one failed case and oh, this is actually expired. So the video is available. It was available at that time, but session is older than 30 days, and therefore video. Okay, fine. But when we go to this steps in the details step, it will clearly mention what is the expected and what is the actual result is. Here, what I just intentionally made this execution fail because I just changed the password. So we got this error message from the application, but in script I have given we need this is invalid entry kind of thing. So here they clearly mention that expected is this is an invalid entry, but found we didn't recognize this email for password, and also the screenshot is available. So we can, if you want, we can take this screenshot and share that with the developers. So this is a sample demo, and also we can integrate this with the CI/CD pipeline using GitHub Actions or Jenkins DevOps, whatever we are preferring in that way.